I remember the first time I saw him, Bruce Lee, on a Saturday afternoon, Enter the Dragon flickering on my TV. He moved with a grace and power I'd never seen before, every gesture purposeful, every strike a statement. It wasn't just fighting, it was art, philosophy, and raw energy combined. Even as a kid, I sensed he was more than an actor. He was a force of nature. Bruce Lee owned the screen, his charisma magnetic, his presence unforgettable. He spoke of being like water, adaptable, resilient, unstoppable. That message hit me hard. True strength is mental and spiritual, not just physical. I didn't just want to mimic his moves. I wanted to understand his philosophy. He inspired me to question, to adapt, to find my own path. Bruce Lee was a teacher, a warrior, a philosopher. His impact on me was instant and lasting. The credits rolled, but the impression he left was permanent. That afternoon sparked a lifelong fascination with the dragon. Bruce Lee's journey began on the bustling streets of Hong Kong, not Hollywood. A child actor in over 20 films, he was energetic, often in trouble, and soon immersed in Wing Chun under Ip Man. Martial arts became his obsession. He trained relentlessly, seeking not just skill, but understanding. He read voraciously, blending martial arts with philosophy and science. Sent to the U.S. at 18, he arrived in Seattle with little money, but big ambition. He studied philosophy at the University of Washington and opened his first martial arts school, teaching anyone willing to learn. Hollywood was always his dream, but the industry wasn't ready for an Asian leading man. He landed the role of Kato in the Green Hornet, electrifying audiences even in a supporting role. Though Hollywood hesitated, Bruce's vision and self-belief only grew stronger. The seeds of his stardom were planted. He was ready to change the world. Hollywood in the 60s and 70s was a minefield of stereotypes and closed doors for Asian actors. Bruce Lee refused to accept being typecast or sidelined. He pitched his own ideas, including the concept for Kung Fu, only to see the lead role given to a white actor. Instead of giving up, Bruce returned to Hong Kong, determined to prove his worth. He signed with Golden Harvest and starred in The Big Boss, shattering box office records. With Fist of Fury and The Way of the Dragon, he became a superstar, writing, directing, and choreographing his own films. Bruce redefined the Asian hero, strong, intelligent, and defiant. His success in Asia forced Hollywood to take notice. Warner Brothers finally offered him Enter the Dragon, a chance to break the ultimate barrier. Bruce poured his philosophy and energy into the film, fighting not just on screen, but for representation. He proved a hero could look like him, opening doors for future generations. Bruce Lee wasn't just making movies, he was making history. He turned rejection into revolution. The dragon had arrived. Bruce Lee's greatest legacy may be his martial arts philosophy, Jeet Kune Do, the way of the Intercepting Fist. He rejected rigid styles, urging students to absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, and add what is uniquely their own. After a real fight exposed the limits of tradition, Bruce studied everything: boxing, fencing, Kali, blending the best into a fluid, adaptable system. Jeet Kune Do is about simplicity, directness, and efficiency, ending a fight quickly, intercepting attacks, and staying unpredictable. He wanted martial artists to think for themselves, not just mimic him. This philosophy was radical, even controversial, but Bruce cared only about what worked in reality. He believed truth in combat and in life was ever-changing. Jeet Kune Do became more than a fighting method. It was a way to live honestly and fully. Break free from limitations. He taught be like water. Bruce Lee liberated martial arts from tradition. His philosophy still shapes fighters and thinkers today. Enter the Dragon, released just after Bruce Lee's death, was more than a movie. It was a global event. It fused his martial arts mastery, philosophy, and charisma into a cinematic explosion. The film's fight scenes were revolutionary, fast, precise, and meaningful, each move telling a story. Bruce's choreography set a new standard, making martial arts look both real and mesmerizing. The Hall of Mirrors sequence wasn't just action, it was a metaphor for his teachings: destroy illusion, focus on reality. Enter the Dragon's influence on action cinema is still felt today, inspiring directors and redefining the genre. Bruce proved that action could be as expressive as drama. He made martial arts films cool, deep, and universally appealing. The film's success cemented his status as a global icon. He changed how action was filmed, performed, and perceived. Enter the Dragon remains the gold standard. Enter the Dragon sparked a worldwide kung fu craze. Martial arts schools filled up overnight, and Bruce Lee's image was everywhere: posters, t-shirts, even lunchboxes. The film industry churned out martial arts movies, launching stars like Jackie Chan and Sammo Hung. Bruce's influence extended beyond cinema. His style, weapons, and battle cries became pop culture staples. The song Kung Fu Fighting captured the era's spirit, and Bruce's legacy reshaped fashion, music, and entertainment. He shattered stereotypes, proving offering Asian actors could be global heroes. Hollywood's doors opened, if only a crack for more diverse talent. Bruce Lee didn't just create a genre, he started a movement. His impact on representation and culture was seismic. The Dragon's influence was everywhere. Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do laid the foundation for modern mixed martial arts. He championed cross-training, blending techniques from boxing, wrestling, and more decades before MMA existed. UFC President Dana White calls him the father of MMA, and it's no exaggeration. Today's fighters embody Bruce's philosophy: absorb what works, discard what doesn't. His training methods, strength, cardio, diet were ahead of their time and are now standard for athletes. Champions like Anderson Silva and top trainers credit Bruce as a key influence. He saw combat as dynamic, demanding constant adaptation. Bruce's ideas, once radical, are now the norm in elite fighting. His vision for martial arts became reality. The Dragon's legacy lives in every modern fighter. Bruce Lee's influence only grew after the Kung Fu craze faded. He became a universal symbol of strength, rebellion, and self-mastery. Video game characters like Liu Kang and martial law are direct tributes to him. Hip-hop embraced his image and philosophy, with artists referencing him as the ultimate underdog. His yellow tracksuit became a fashion icon, reimagined by designers and stars. Bruce's minimalist style and attitude remain timeless. His image sells everything from sports drinks to luxury cars. Documentaries, quotes, and social media keep his spirit alive. He's more than a man, he's a brand, a legend, a myth woven into global culture. Bruce Lee is a living part of our world. Why does Bruce Lee still captivate us? Because his story is universal: overcoming obstacles, believing in yourself, and never giving up. He taught us to be like water, adaptable, resilient, and open to change. His philosophy is a guide for life, not just combat. Bruce shattered stereotypes, bridged East and West, and redefined what was possible. He proved one person's vision can change the world. His life was short, but his impact is eternal. Bruce Lee embodied human potential, passion, courage, authenticity. He was a philosopher in motion, a teacher by example. His story inspires us to break barriers and be our best selves. The Dragon's Roar echoes forever. Thank you for viewing. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you at the next video on your screen.